Hang on guys, just a quick review on the Tikka T3 Battue. Now, I've owned a few rifles over the years and I just want to touch on what I like and what I dislike, and some of the more expensive rifles have given me trouble, some of the cheaper rifles have given me trouble, and basically all the Tikkas I've owned have given me no trouble. So let's start. First of all, what I say is just my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. It's safety checked. The mag's not in it. I'll explain that later. Okay, now this rifle has served me well over the last 3 years. I've taken a few critters with it, and it just swings so well. Like, this is in the Battue model, so it's got the 20-inch barrel. I've owned a 270 WSM in the Tikka, fed so good. All the Tikkas I've owned just feed and extract. I never have an issue with, like with some rifles, I never have an issue with the rounds being ejected, empty cases, and either hitting the turret, scope turret, or just falling short. Now, with this design that Tikka's got, as you can see, it's sort of not a full open design like a Winchester. It's just perfect. Like, they've really hit it out of the park with this design. This is the older T3. There's a T3X. Apparently, it's slightly wider opening. And I did hear that in the T3, the 300 Win Mag, empty cases were sometimes hitting, but I never experienced. That's what I heard working in a gun shop. So, okay, let's start. Now, we'll start from the rear. Now, this is an aftermarket limb saver recoil pad. The one Tikka come out with, stock standard, pretty hard, not that great. This one's in between about 80 to 110 bucks. Get them online. Highly recommend it. Fits pretty flush. It's I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's pretty bloody close, eh? The stock itself, a little bit of a hollow feel. Like, I've got this tape here. I've actually got some new tape coming today or tomorrow, so I'm going to redo that. And this area here, pistol grip, this checkering here, always thought it wasn't sharp enough until I compared it to the T3X that we own. I actually prefer this better, but saying that's what I'm used to. Now, if you look at this here, you can get aftermarket. I was looking at that online last night, aftermarket trigger guards. Look, I've just purchased a titanium recoil lug. This has got the alloy recoil lug in it. I've never had any deformity. Apparently, guys were getting that when they weren't putting the action back into the stock right. But I haven't taken this out in about 2 years, 2.5, 3 years. So when I'm probably going to send this stock off, maybe get it dipped so it's a little bit quieter. So when I do that, I'll check out the recoil lug. So I've got a titanium one I just ordered today. So I'm not going to go for steel. It's got the alloy one in now, so titanium is where I'll go. And if this company's good, I might look at replacing this, but I doubt it, because this is strong for me. Like, it's light, serves the purpose, and more so it's warm when I carry it. Now, this stock here has not moved, has not faltered one bit. I've got to say, when I look at this stock and I compare to what I can get as an aftermarket stock, I probably prefer this. But saying that, there's a stock that comes out of New Zealand that's carbon fibre. They want about $1,000 for it, so I'm sort of toying with the idea of getting it. Do I need it? No. I'll just sort of pimp the rifle up a bit, make it look a little bit individual, being a Tikka, because there's a lot of Tikkas out there. So I'll sort of look at that later on down the track. Now, we know it's all safety cleared, the bolt's open. Now, a lot of you guys, see if I can show this on video, like all these Tikka bolts, this bolt here, just in this, they move slightly. I was having a conversation with a mate the other day, and very slightly, sort of, I don't know if I can get it to do it now, but they move in and out. So there we go. There you go. A little bit in and out there. So is it an issue? No, it can't come out because it's under spring tension. My T3X does it as well, or my son's T3X, I should say. So it's one of those things, you know. It's I know I'm pretty picky with my rifles, and I sort of, when I buy a rifle, I sort of pull it apart and have a look at it, and yeah. But look, you know what? In my opinion, out of all the rifles I've owned, I would probably just buy in the rifles between $1,000 and about $1,400. It's only really one rifle for me, and that's Tikka. It's never let me down. They shoot so well. They feed. They extract. They're safe. They did a barrel block test on these maybe about 10 years ago with a few other rifles, and they chocked the barrel with a rod, and they basically fired another round. So if you can search that on YouTube, you'll see that. Other brands didn't sort of fare so well. So even though we're not going to chock the barrel, sort of head case separation, you know, might be similar, even though the gas sort of comes back that way. I've never heard of a Tikka letting go. I've heard of other rifles letting go, being in the firearms industry. So all in all, I think we've got a really good product. Tikka got an excellent product here. Now, as you can see, this has got the holes here. It was a Battue model. I just took the sights off. I don't really care for the sights. As you look at the barrel channel, the inletting, it's perfect. That's another thing I noticed about Tikka rifles. Like I just recently bought American Ranch and a 450 Bushmaster. Took it out. Yeah, not a bad little gun. Nothing compared to the Tikka, but a good little rifle. What I noticed is under the recoil, once I sighted the gun in, it slightly moved. The barrel channel moved a little bit, which is obviously it bedded in under the recoil here because it's a 450 cal. This has had no problem. This hasn't moved. So from day dot, this has stayed the same. Yeah. Look, if you're in the money for in the market for a rifle, and you're looking at the Sours, you're looking at the Tikkas, you're looking at the Winchesters. I've owned Sours. Sours are really good guns. They're a little bit more. There's a Sour 100 coming out now that's quite reasonably priced, I hear. But I prefer the safety on here. It's another thing that Tikka have got right here. It's so sharp. And this has got a bit of shit in there because, like I said, I don't really clean my rifle. I just keep the bore nice and oiled. That's always sharp on my fingers. So... and it's simple. It's 2 position. I don't need a 3 position safety. I'm hunting sandbar, so it's 2 positions perfect for me. What else can I touch on, guys? Bluing's, missing here a little bit, but it's been carried a lot. Swings perfectly. These Battues, a mate of mine tried to get me on them a while back, and I ignored him. Bought other rifles. Yep. Get a Battue, mate. Ignored him. Get a Battue, mate, ignored him. And I bought one, and I've only ever liked 2 rifles, and I've owned, from last count, I think I've owned something around about maybe 30 deer rifles, and about 60 rifles all up. And one's been a Blaser R93. I owned the R8. The R8 is a really, really nice rifle, but I found it wasn't as light and as trim as the R93 and this Battue. So also liked other rifles. Like I've owned Mark 5 Weatherby's, fantastic, a little heavy but really fantastic rifles. Winchester Model 70s, never had one not feed or extract that big old Mauser claw Winchester use. Even the WSM models had 2 WSMs. But getting back to the 2 rifles of love, this one and my R93, which was in 338. Now, I might look at purchasing a Blaser down the track. I think they've got a Blaser R8S without the mag, the dropout mag. I don't really like the dropout mag in the original R8, so I might look at that. So, but that's $4,500 opposed to $1,250. So, it's a lot of money. A lot of money for me anyway. I don't make a lot of money. So, but saying that, I've really got 3 rifles. I've got my 22 Bruno. I've got this 9.3, and I've got the 450 Bushmaster, which I'll probably piss off. I took it out the other day, and Yeah, good little rifle. I had a hind jump out about 30 meters. It wasn't an easy shot, but it wasn't a difficult shot either, and it just didn't swing well. And, you know, I'm blaming the rifle here, but I never miss with this. So, but it's, you know, obviously it's got a better scope on it. I think I'm, you know, used to this. So again, I shouldn't blame my tools, but. And the other thing with the 450 Bushmaster, second round jammed, I thought I fixed it. Because I had a few things to fix, you know, when I got out of the box. I noticed it didn't feed lightning fast, you know, like a boar or a deer on the run. You need to take a second shot, so I tested it that way. Where this thing, mate, Tikkas, they just feed, extract. I can't say it enough. Out of the box, for the money, this rifle is hands down the best I've ever owned. I've worked in 2 gun shops. I've owned a lot of rifles. I use my rifles. I don't baby them. Yeah, so just bear that in mind. Again, what I say, it's just my opinion, guys. So I've shot a few deer. I've shot a few stags. I've got a good one. So on the wall, I should probably have 2 more, but, you know, it's one of those things. So, yeah, look, for my money, I'm going to buy a Tikka every day of the week. And yeah, if you can get one of these scopes, Z6 Swarovski, get one of those as well. They're expensive, but they're amazing. So again, just look at the rifle. I've just got this tape here because it's sort of, I need to put it at the front as well. I've got to do something because it can be a bit noisy, pushing through this thick stuff when I'm trying to chase down a stag. I might replace this with alloy one, not sure. This is polymer. This seems to be doing the job. But like I said, I've got the titanium lug there. It's coming, and I'll change that, or I'll look at changing that when I pull this rifle out of its stock, maybe at the end of the season. So, yeah, look, you know, I can't say enough about these rifles, guys. They really are, for the money. They're probably the best thing I've ever used. I know a lot of guys will be saying, no, I've you know, I own a Remington. I love the Remington. Yeah, Remingtons are great. I've owned a few Remingtons. I really need a bolt handle that locks down. And I'll tell you why. When I push through some thick stuff, sometimes that they come up. I did on the 450 Bushmaster, the ranch. When you want to take a shot, say, this doesn't work. You need that down. So if that bolts up like that, and you don't know about it, you try to take a shot, sometimes it will go down to the shot, sometimes it won't. So I personally like a bolt that locks. So that's just me. And look how slick this thing is. Like, it's crazy. This rifle, I'll just get it up. We have a look at it here. Like, it's just so slick, you know, and we're talking about a $1,200 rifle here. So made in Finland, hammer forged barrel, I think a fiberglass reinforced stock, polymer here. A lot of people used to pick on this. I love it. It's warm. It's strong. You bugger one of these, you can buy replacement everything for Tikka. I use Game Reaper mounts. These are the best ones I've used. There's 2 sorts. These are the older sort. D&Z Game Reapers, I love them. A little bit of movement in the bolt like I showed you, but that's with all Tikkas. It's neither here nor there. So I know Mark V Weatherby's got a 1-piece bolt. So it's a forged. It's a lot more money. The gun's a lot heavier. Yeah, little Tikka symbol there. So yeah, okay, regarding the mag. Now, see if I can put a picture of what happened. I only noticed this yesterday. I haven't got a backup mag. I've got my son's T3X 9.3x62, so I can use that mag if I need to. But I looked at the mag yesterday. I thought, okay, I got to get another mag. So got online, looked at some prices, ordered it from my local shop. They're about $80 from your local shop. And I noticed the mag at where the basically the projectile feeds out of the magazine under recoil, where there's a little steel bit. You T3 guys will know this little steel bit at the front, and it's cracked. So obviously under recoil, the 286 grains that I've been using, it's cracked the polymer mag. Now, I was really surprised. It's still usable. It's probably been like that for a year, but I've just noticed it. I contacted Beretta, sent it off yesterday with all my license details, and I'm sure I'll get another one under warranty. I was a bit surprised, but you know, it's not a light kicking gun. It's not a heavy kicking gun either. But I've never experienced that on any other Tikka. And my son's ones had 30 rounds through it. Looked at his mag. I'll put a comparison up if I can work out how to do that comparison picture. So yeah. So I should have a new one coming under warranty. I'll get another one coming just as a spare. So just bear that in mind. You know, you're probably not going to have that problem with a 308 or something like that. But yeah, it's the first time I've seen that. Now, other than that, guys, yeah, go out and buy one. $1,050 in blued version with a 22-inch barrel, or the 24-inch barrel if you get a Magnum. 300 WSMs, 270s, they all feed so well in the WSMs. Some guys might not like the short mags, I do. I think they serve a purpose. 338, I got a mate onto a 338 one, perfect. He had a Ruger M77 before that. Fantastic rifle, but it did give him a couple of troubles in the trigger system, so I won't touch on that because the video will be going for 25 minutes. So, look, everyone I know loves the Tikkas. They're light, great mountain rifle. This is 3.4 kilos with 4 rounds in it. It's really light. My son's is roughly about the same. He's got the stainless version. He's got a little Freedom scope on his. So yeah, go get one. Check out the new Sauer 100. Apparently they're about $800 or $900. And they're going to be a pretty good little rifle from here. But I looked at the bedding system. I prefer this bedding system a little bit more, but I can see why guys love the Sauer. Sauer triggers are really good. I rate these triggers better. I'm sorry. I've owned 2 Sauers. I've owned Mauser MO3s, M12s, Blazers. I think this is the best trigger in the business. I love the Blazer trigger, but I like this trigger better. I give it a 10 out of 10. So that's just my opinion, okay? A good trigger on a rifle is everything. I found out the other day with the Ruger Ranch. It's good, but it's not great. And when I swing for that deer, it just didn't feel as nice as this. Again, not the rifle's fault, my fault. So I'm just not used to that gun. But I'm just lucky it wasn't a stag, because I'm after some good stags at the moment. And if it was a big stag and I had that one shot, you know, I would have been pretty disheartened. Okay, guys, I'll leave it there. So just chime in with your thoughts. But anyway, there's the Tikka. Love this. It's like waterproof. I've got to get another one of these. I've got to work out where to get one. So this is a little bit battered now. And I've got my trusty knife under here. I wear on my belt. So I don't usually wear any fixed anymore because they usually clang, and yeah, so really like this folder. It's kind of foxy the other day with it. Compared it with Cold Steel Master Hunter. I bought 2. I like the test gear, so yeah, this is a pretty sweet knife. The folder. A lot of guys might not like the folders, but I like them. So it's a 4max, so pretty strong pivot. Yeah. So there you go, guys. Happy hunting, and go the good old Tikka.